What's up, guys? It's your boy Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your support over the last several years. In fact, we're going on year number 8 of the Inland Sports Show. It has certainly changed and evolved over the years, and you guys have been along for the entire journey. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We're on social media, so if you're already following us or subscribing, great. But you can also tell your teammates, your people at school, your family, your friends. There's the Inland Sports YouTube channel, approaching 2 million views. We got several thousand subscribers. We appreciate it. And make sure you share with other folks who might not be subscribing. Same goes for Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. And if you're looking for immediate results, breaking news, we post pictures and shorter videos. Check us out on Twitter. That's Inland_Sports on Twitter. And we're also on Facebook. Yeah, we're still doing Facebook. In fact, we live stream the Inland Sports Show on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check it out there live on Wednesday nights at 6:05 p.m. We're also on the gram, the IG. If you want to see pictures and shorter videos from a lot of the games and events that we go to, you can check it out on Instagram. So if you support us by following along on social media, thank you so much. And if you'd like to take that to the next level, Inland Sports also has a Venmo account. If you'd like to financially support the show, you appreciate the service we provide to the IE, you can do that as well. Again, this is just an opportunity to say thank you to all you guys out there who follow the Inland Sports Show. You watch the Inland Sports Show each and every week. Thank you guys so much, and the best is yet to come. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Friday Night Football Recap Quarterfinal Edition. We've got highlights from 6 different games. We've got all the scores in the Inland Sports Show coverage area, and we already know the semifinal matchups going forward. We've already taken a look at the coin tosses, so we're going to put that on the screen as well, so you can see who won tonight and who is playing next week in the semifinal. So we got some highlights to get to, and I'll just say this before we get to the highlights. It was kind of a rough night for most of our local teams. We had a handful of teams advance to the semifinals. I think about 7 or 8 or so. But I think for the most part, I'd say a lot of our local teams lost tonight. So with that said, going straight to the highlights in Division 1, I'm guilty of this. A lot of other people are guilty of this. We automatically assumed that Centennial would be in the semifinals in Division 1, taking on St. John Bosco. In fact, I already looked at the coin flip. If those two teams would have met in the semifinals, Centennial would be at home for St. John Bosco. The only problem is, well, the Huskies had to get past Mission Viejo first. Tonight, quarterfinals, D1, Centennial and Mission Viejo. And Centennial down by 4 with Izzy Carter finds Sandy Smith down the sideline. And it's 28-24 Centennial in the third. Mission Viejo gets the ball back as we fast forward to the fourth quarter. And Mission Viejo would take the lead coming up on this touchdown strike. Check it out. As the Diablos take the lead on the road. You can see there in the fourth quarter, trailing by 4. Mission Viejo hooks it up. Big touchdown catch. So that makes it, plus the 2-point conversion, makes it 31-28. It was just an extra point, not a 2 point. So it's 31-28. Centennial with the ball, about 2.5 to play. And Izzy Carter, who's usually one of the top surefire QBs in our area, throws the interception. The ball goes through his receiver's hands. The pick. and that would be it. Mission Viejo stunned Centennial tonight by a final score of 31-28. So it's Mission Viejo versus St. John Bosco, not Centennial. Very shocked the Huskies are not back, at least in the Division I semifinals. For the Inland Sports Show teams in our higher divisions, Division I, Division II, Division III, it did not go very well tonight. Let's go to Division II. Citrus Valley, one of the hottest teams around, taking on Chaminade. And Chaminade opens the scoring there with that touchdown, and they led 7-0. And it's going to be Hunter Herrera to Jordan Harris for the touchdown for the Blackhawks. That would tie the game at 7 apiece. More from Chaminade as they regain the lead. Another 10-yard touchdown run as they were keeping it on the ground. And they go up by a touchdown 14-7. They would extend that lead a little bit later in the first half. They make it 21-7 on that touchdown right there. Citrus Valley, though, would not back down. On the ensuing kickoff, you can't kick the ball to this guy. I think we've learned that by now. He fields it from around the 5, and that is Brockton Liam. He's a household name right here on the Inland Sports Show. Goes 95 yards back the other way to pull the Blackhawks within a touchdown, 21-14. And then, later in the second quarter, it's going to be Hunter Herrera to Brockton Liam on this touchdown pass, and that ties the game at 21. Chaminade, though, just before halftime, would take the lead 24-21 on this 45-yard field goal. So the Blackhawks down by just 3 at halftime. To the third quarter, after there's a long 45-yarder for Chaminade to give them the lead, again 24-21. So in the third quarter, Citrus Valley would take the lead. The touchdown there, looks like Hunter Herrera there on the scoring scamper for the Blackhawks, but Chaminade would be quick to answer. This touchdown coming up for Chaminade will make it 31-28, so they take the lead right here on this score. And then that would be it. After that touchdown, Chaminade would get a little bit of padding, a little bit of insurance on this interception return for the touchdown. A big-time pick six. Again, this was just a 3-point game at the time, 31-28, when they come up with the pick here, and they take it back for the score, 38-28. The final score, Chaminade eliminates Citrus Valley. A big shout out to my boy Carl for hooking it up. Great video highlights. Big fan of the Blackhawks, and of course Coach B, Kurt Bruick out there. Just ran into a very good Chaminade team tonight. And I've heard from several coaches and several teams, guys being sick and not being at full strength here in the playoffs. So Citrus Valley, if they were at full strength, maybe they would have had a better shot at Chaminade. Chaminade is really, really good, but the way that Citrus Valley has played ever since that Norco game, one of the best teams easily in the IE. We had him second ranked in our Boost Top 25, so congratulations to Coach Bruick and Citrus Valley on a great season. All right, let's fast forward now to Division 6. If you watched the show last week, one of the most dramatic games of the week was Ramona coming back to beat Northview in the final seconds of that game, getting a touchdown on 4th and goal. So, tonight, Ramona back home taking on Calabasas. And the same story, just like last week, the Rams didn't have all their guys. Bo Bruins, maybe the top running back in the entire IE, out again with a knee injury, and then Jacob Valenzuela, the top receiver, broken arm. He was out. That was Manny Villa, the playoff king, with a big catch, setting up this Peter Meza touchdown. Meza gets Ramona on the board, as actually was Calabasas striking first, but Meza getting Ramona's first touchdown. They didn't have any rushing touchdowns in that previous game against Northview. Ramona trailed 21-7 at halftime. They were trying to get a field goal right before the halftime break, just a little bit wide on Manny Villa's field goal attempt. So 21-7 at halftime. Third quarter, here comes Meza again. Another touchdown on the ground for Ram High. That makes it 21-14. So back to a one-score game. The Rams are right there. Ramona driving. This time now in the fourth quarter. Great catch by Manny Villa. That would bring up 4th and goal now for Ramona, trying to get one into the end zone. Nathan Johnson, to his credit, had a fantastic season. Banged up tonight, hung in there, but picked off in the end zone here by Calabasas, and Calabasas would win tonight. The final score 35-14 against Ram High. Great season for Ramona, and a lot of us figured if they were at full strength, Bo Bruins, Jacob Valenzuela, a couple other guys as well, maybe this game would look a little bit different, that final score tonight against Calabasas, because we were hoping to get that big Ramona versus San Jacinto semifinal game. Spoiler alert, before we get to the final scores, San Jacinto did win tonight. Shout out to Coach Galliano. He's hit me up. I saw him blowing up my phone. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. So that's Division 6. Let's jump to Division 8 on Teen Vision TV 16. The Rancho Verde taking on Elsinore, and there goes number 24, Dylan Riley. Riley all the way to the paint. He had himself a big game for the Rancho Verde. Now remember, this was a rematch of Ivy League play. They played it just about a month ago in league play, and Rancho Verde won that game 35-28. So Elsinore trying to exact a little bit of revenge. Touchdown there for the Tigers, ties the game up. Landon DeBryan, man, had a big game, especially in the first half, to really set the tone for Rancho Verde. The touchdown toss, a Marion Orange, little shake and bake move there, and there he goes. Orange, you glad Rancho Verde's got that guy. Goes in for the touchdown there. That would extend the Rancho Verde lead to 25-7. Later in the third quarter, a 25-13 game. Big pick there for the Elsinore Tigers. So they were trying to hang around and keep this close. When you see the final score, you're going to be like, wow, they put up a lot of points in this game, and they sure did. DeBryan, check out the moves there. Goes in for a touchdown. I haven't seen the stats for all the games tonight, but I'm going to say right now, he's probably one of our Inland Sports All-Stars for this quarterfinal round. Elsinore going to the air, but they were trailing 39-13 already at that point. They got the touchdown there, and here goes that man again. Riley living his best life, gets in for the score. The Rancho Verde is moving on to the semifinals in Division 8 as they beat Elsinore 53-25. Big time win for Eric Zomal and the Mustangs as they advance. I'll say this also in Division 8. Vista Del Lago won tonight. Before we get to the scores, Vista Del Lago also won tonight. So there's the possibility of a Rancho Verde versus Vista Del Lago CIF championship game if they can get past the semifinals. Get through the semifinals, of course. All right, I see the live chat is blowing up. I will get to the live chat. I am going to show you all the scores, and we're also going to look at the semifinal matchups coming up. A couple more games to get to real quick. On Riverside TV, Hillcrest on the road at Diamond Bar in Division 9. That's Matthew Klein bowling over his defender to force his way into the end zone for the touchdown. But Hillcrest at that point trailing by a score of 14-7 in the second quarter. Diamond Bar would continue to extend that lead later in the game. Touchdown pass there for Diamond Bar in the second quarter, and then a little bit later in the third. Two-touchdown game, but a big 60-yard touchdown run as Diamond Bar goes on to beat Hillcrest, final score of 42-7, but congrats to Travis Carter and Hillcrest on a great season, finishing second place in the River Valley League. Had some big signature wins this season, but it comes to a close on the road at Diamond Bar on Riverside TV. All right, speaking of Riverside TV, again, the Hillcrest was on tonight, and we had the Ramona Rams and Calabasas also on Riverside TV. Still got my jacket on as we did broadcast that game live, so if you'd like to go back and watch it, just go on YouTube, search City of Riverside, and you'll find the Riverside TV YouTube channel, and the football games are on there. In fact, all the games this season if you'd like to go back and watch. All right, let's see. One more game we got for you, and this is Division 13 action, and spoiler alert, we've only got one local team still alive in 13, and that is Arrowhead Christian. Go Eags! The Eagles taking on Santa Paula from up near the Santa Barbara area in Division 13 action. And the Eagles going to the ground game there, and that is their quarterback, Connor Louise, who is only a junior. Big run there, but the Eagles would come up empty on that drive. The story tonight for ACA was that defense swarming all around and making it a very long night for the Santa Paula quarterback. The Eagles did just enough on offense to get the win behind the quarterback, Thuliez, and, of course, their big-time running back, Mason Lackey, who, again, just playing football for the first time his senior season for the Eagles, and emerged as one of the top running backs in the area. Here comes the touchdown here for Lackey, number 10, punches it in for Arrowhead Christian. The Eagles go on to defeat Santa Paula tonight, 14-13, the final score. So the Eagles are moving on, and again, we'll look at those semifinal matchups as ACA will hit the road coming up in the semifinals. That game tonight at Redlands High School. Congrats again to ACA, moving on to the D13 semis. Okay, so that's going to do it for the highlights. Let me go ahead and punch up the scores tonight in quarterfinal action involving all of our teams in the Inland Sports Show coverage area. So here we go. Let's start Division 1. We'll just go right down the list. It's going to be Mission Viejo shocking Centennial on their home field in Corona. Couldn't believe it. 31-28. The Husky season comes to a close. Division 2, Citrus Valley falling to Chaminade 38-28. In Division 3, Chaparral, who the Pumas have been the hottest team, one of the hottest teams, the back half of the regular season, but the Pumas fall at Corona Del Mar 41-28 in the D3 quarterfinals. Division 5, Aquinas back in the hunt for another CIF Southern Section Championship. This time of the year, you can just pencil in Aquinas in a championship game. Division 5, Division 7, Division 9, doesn't matter. D5, and they're rolling along. The Falcons beating Alemany 15-13, the final score. And that's an Alemany team that can score a lot of points. They scored a lot last week against Temecula Valley. But again, that Aquinas defense is the real deal. Division 6, we had Ramona. Again, you saw some of the highlights falling to Calabasas, and San Jacinto beating Oak Park 51-32. The final score in that one as the Tigers are moving on, and the Tigers will be home next week. We're going to get to those semifinal matchups in just a moment. Division 7, Paloma Valley's bounce-back season ends against Golden Valley, 42-28 the final there. Laguna Hills, 35-14 against Ontario Christian, and King coming up short against Western from Anaheim, 26-14 the final there. So all of our local teams in D7 are out. Division 8, the Rancho Verde still in the hunt for a championship. That big blowout win against Elsinore. Vista Del Lago over Crean Lutheran, 26-21. Rancho Verde and Vista Del Lago are on opposite sides of the bracket, so if they met, it would be in the finals. And Grand Terrace, great season for Grand Terrace, but it ends tonight, unfortunately, against Northwood, 17-14. Now in Division 9, I wasn't there, but this is what I was told. Norta Vista and Garden Grove. Garden Grove tied the game at 27 in the final seconds. They were kicking the extra point, and they missed. So Garden Grove should have won this game 28-27 in regulation, but instead they did not get the extra point. The game goes to overtime, and old Kenny Batdorf, the old ball coach, gets the win 33-27 in overtime in Division 9. Norta Vista is moving on. They will be on the road in the semis. What a win for the Braves. Tahquitz falling to San Dimas 45-21. And you saw some of the highlights of Hillcrest dropping a tough one on the road at Diamond Bar 42-27. Division 11, Rim of the World, Joe Gerardo and the Scots, man. You got to love the Scots. What's not to love about Rim, right? 20-13 against Westminster. The Scots are moving on in Division 11 to the semifinals. So happy for those guys. And again, I already filled out the semifinals, but I already forgot. I think Rim of the World is on the road on the semis, but we'll take a look in just a moment. Division 13, we had a bunch of teams, but ACA was the only one to advance. Colton losing a close one to Bishop Montgomery, 35-28. You saw ACA's win against Santa Paula by 1. Supa Dupa Harupa Valley just too short of Maranatha, 49-47. And A.B. Miller, another Mountain Valley League school, coming up just a little bit short against San Gabriel, 22-17. Division 14. Fontana, remember, we're rekindling the old magic of the Faux High days. The Steelers, though, great season to get into the playoffs, to get a playoff win, but it ends in the quarterfinals against Bassett, 30-26. And finally, an 8-man Division I, California School for the Deaf Riverside, 58-20 against Flint Ridge Prep. That was the semifinals for 8-man. So CSDR in the championship game for the second consecutive season, and they will play their they won't find out their opponent until tomorrow, although it looks like Faith Baptist will probably be a rematch from last season. All right, so there's some highlights. There's the scores from all the teams in the Inland Sports Show coverage area. And let me do one more thing here. I think I did it. I think I really did it. Here we go. Here is the semifinals for the Inland Sports Show teams. We list the visiting school first, the home team second, in case you were wondering. So Aquinas will play on the road at St. Francis in the Division 5 semifinals. St. Francis beating Villa Park tonight. Division 6, Calabasas coming back out to the IE for the second straight week as they will take on the Jack. San Jacinto, that one is next week. Division 8, the Rancho Verde back home again. How about it for Eric Zomalt and the Mustangs? They will host Lakewood. And we got Vista del Lago going on the road to Northwood. So again, Division 8, we could have an all-local final. That would be a lot of fun. Division 9, Norte Vista going on the road to Laguna Beach as the Braves continue their run through the playoffs in D9. Division 11, Rim of the World will play at Walnut as the Scots continue their pursuit of a championship. Division 13, ACA will play at Bishop Montgomery. I was really hoping Arrowhead Christian would play Colton in the D13 semifinals, but again, we saw those scores from tonight. Bishop Montgomery a touchdown better than the Yellow Jackets tonight, so it's ACA on the road at Bishop Montgomery. And California School for the Deaf awaiting the winner of Grace Brethren and Faith Baptist. Those two schools will play tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon. It'll probably be Faith Baptist. If you're not familiar with 8-man football, Faith Baptist is the 8-man football powerhouse. They won the championship last year against CSDR, and it sure looks like they're on a collision course to meet again for the championship next week. So 8-man football, again, already in the semifinals this week. Championship game next week. It'll probably be next Saturday night. I don't know for a fact if CSDR will be home or on the road, but they will play the winner of Grace Brethren and Faith Baptist. So those are the semifinal scores. And let's see. I'm going to punch myself back up on camera real quick. My phone is blowing up, so I'm going to go through these real quick. Let's see. My boy, Coach Bill Powell out there. He's an administrator out at San Jacinto now, helping out with Riverside Poly football. Former San Jacinto head coach, good dude. He says, yeah, they got Calabasas next week. And, my boy, Coach Galliano never misses a show. He's the man. In fact, the big Jeezy, Jeff Gorham, and I were talking about Coach Galliano and how much we enjoy him when he comes on the show. So, Coach, thanks for hitting me up. Let's see. Oh, my boy. We got Aquinas versus Alemany highlights. My boy, St. Pepe, hooked it up. You're a saint, man. There's a special place in heaven for you because you shoot great video. Let's see. So, yeah, St. Pepe said, great game, good defense. Hats off, man. He said Alemany, number 5, had a great game. Is that Jeremiah Claiborne? The former Citrus Valley star? Is he number 5? St. Pepe said number 5 had a great game for Alemany. But Aquinas moves on, 15-13, a winner tonight. And let's see. Oh, my boy, the director of the Inland Sports Show, Johnny Nunez. He is the absolute best. He must be watching. He says, hey, lower your microphone a little bit. It's crackling on YouTube. In fact, I might just, where is it? I'm going to turn down the gain a little bit. Maybe I'm yelling too much. I'm going to turn down the gain and move my microphone. Look at that, man. Johnny Boy is always looking out for me. He wants the broadcast to be its best. No crackling microphones for Johnny Boy. All right, so let me go to the live chat real quick and before we wrap things up here. Aquinas Mama, hey, Falcons are still playing. They always play deep into November, deep into the season. Let's go CSDR. Let's do this. Let's see. What's up, Pep? VDL with a big win tonight. Yeah, VDL. Hey, Vista Del Lago, if they can get past Northwood and Rancho Verde wins in the semis, can you imagine Rancho Verde and Vista Del Lago playing each other for a championship? That'd be amazing. And they're just down the street from one another on LaSalle. All right, let's see. Congrats to Aquinas from Aquinas Mama, Julia. The Rancho Verde moves on. No doubt, Enrique. They are moving on. I'm so happy for Coach Eric Zomal. I knew at some point Rancho Verde was going to start winning because Eric Zomal is a fantastic coach. They've got some great athletes at Rancho Verde. I didn't know if it was actually going to be this season because it got off to such a rough start, 0-5 in non-league play. But here they are. They did their thing in Ivy League play, and now they're still in the hunt for a championship in D8. Let's see. Hey, Pep, Rim got a big win. Yes, I know that. The Scots are moving on, man. I'm happy for Coach Dorado and the guys. Special thanks to all the veterans who continue to fight for our freedom and allow us to play the great sports that we love. Coach Steve Brockman, Stevie Football. Hey, amen, man. I appreciate it. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. If you're watching out there, we really appreciate it. I'm a very patriotic guy. I love our military. And thank you guys for your service, men and women. Really appreciate it so much. Aquinas Mama, we need to get you an Aquinas football sweater. Definitely. If I got one, I would definitely rock it. In fact, I get a lot of gear from different schools in the area, and I think my favorite right now is I love the Santiago baseball hats. I'm always rocking a Santiago baseball hat. I got a San Bernardino High School sweater that I really like because it's just real cozy. I wear my Austin Gorell hat and jacket quite a bit, the Austin Gorell Baseball Classic, which is coming up, and we're going to stream it live on the Inland Sports YouTube channel from San Manuel Stadium. So, yes, I love to wear all the teams. I got tons of cool stuff. Hillcrest basketball, Riverside Poly baseball off the top of my head. I wear a lot of stuff from a lot of different schools. Let's see. Rim of the World bringing down Westminster. Man, a lot of love for Rim in the live chat. That's awesome. Let's see. In fact, I was up in kind of in the Lake Arrowhead neck of the woods this past weekend, and we came back down the mountain on Monday morning just before that storm was kind of blowing in. In fact, it was kind of raining a little bit, a lot of snow on the ground up there by the time we got back down. Let's see. Pep needs to bring a camera crew to our games more often. Matt Williams. Hey, Matt, so what school are you from? Let me know where you want that camera crew at. Maybe we could do something. Eric Sanchez, who's out there at SBVC. The Battle for LaSalle. Yeah, VDL and Rancho Verde still alive in Division 8. Let's see. Steve Brockman, it was a blast producing the Rancho Verde's game tonight. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was on Team Vision TV 16. I didn't know you were out there helping out Johnny Boy. Let's see, more from Rim. Yeah, they won in Division 11 tonight, on the road at Walnut. Aquinas on the road at St. Francis. God bless our coaches and players. Amen to that. VDL gets a rematch versus Northwood from last year. That's right, Coach Sanchez, you are right. That was in the championship game, I believe, right? If you're watching right now, Coach Sanchez, let me know. I'd love to know that. But you're right. I think Northwood beat Vista Del Lago in the championship game in Division... Was it 11? I want to say it was Division 11 last year. So, Coach Sanchez, if you're watching, please hit me up. I don't have time to go Google that or look that up on Max Preps real quick. Julius Amaro. Heck yeah, St. Pepe. Yeah, St. Pepe's the man. In fact, he sent me Aquinas highlights. I didn't get him quite in time to put him on the show, but we'll make sure we put him on the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel because we want to make sure we give the Falcons some love. Let's see. Norte Vista in Division 9. Felipe Ochoa. Yeah, dude, the Braves. Now, listen, I'll be honest. Norte Vista's had some really good teams the last couple of years, and I thought going into this year, this might be one of their down teams. Like maybe they're going to be good, but maybe not quite as good as some of these Novi teams we've seen the last 5, 6, 7 years. But here they are in the semifinals, right? Coach Ken Batdorf does a great job. They've got Brian Temple and Demarion Richardson at running back. Their defense plays hard and physical, and you guys know this in the playoffs. If you can run the football and you can play defense, you're going to have a chance. You're going to win a lot of football games. Look at Novi. Look at Aquinas, right? JoJo Solis and that defense. Good luck, right? Let's see. Let's see. Love to see an RV versus VDL final in D8. Yeah, in Division 8. Yeah, we all do, man. That's Coach Brockman. Coach Sanchez says that was the semifinals, not the final. So, yeah, it was Division 11. I got that part right. Javon Hardy says, yeah, Northwood beat VDL in the semis in Division 11 last year. So that rematch in the semis. But now Division 8. So they moved up. VDL moved up quite a bit this year. And let's see. Yeah, Aquinas highlights. Aquinas Mama, you will see the Aquinas highlights. I promise. Not going to get them on this show, but I will cut those up, edit those, and make sure we put them on the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. So one more final look, because we always try to look forward and advance and see what's next. So let me punch up those semifinal games again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 local teams that have reached the semifinals or championship game in the case of California School for the Deaf Riverside. So 7 teams in the semis and 1 team already in the championship. And in Division 8, again, we could have an all-local final. So those are our local teams, at least in the Inland Sports Show coverage area. So I know you guys love to hit me up and say, what about Oak Hills, or what about Damien, or what about Palm Desert? Listen, we don't cover that area. We don't go that far. We never have. So I don't know why all of a sudden you thought we did. We stay in our little neck of the woods. If we got more sponsors, maybe we would expand and increase our area. But right now we're struggling to cover the area that we have right now. It's about 80 schools. From Rim of the World all the way down to Temecula, east to Banning, west to the 15 freeway, as we do, of course, the San Andreas League, the Sunkist League, the Skyline League, the Big West Conference, kind of that corridor. But yeah, so those are the teams in our Inland Sports Show coverage area. We're not disrespecting any other school because they're not on this list. It's just simply they're not in our coverage area. So, but yeah, these are the schools that are moving on. So let's see. The only home games that we have in the IE next week, San Jack is home. Welcome to the Jack. The Rancho Verde is home. And everyone else on the road in the semifinals. So good luck to all of our local teams, man. I hope we got a bunch of them playing for championships in 2 weeks. It says Pyro Fluffy. The shows are getting shorter. That means it's almost over. I know it's sad, right? It's sad when we get to the end of the season. It's like we're excited to see, the teams that are going to be playing for championships, but we also know it's like, oh man, the season's almost over. That's sad. We love high school football. It's kind of like the NFL too. Like I can't wait till we get to the playoffs, and then middle of January, you're like, oh man, we've only got 2 weeks of NFL left, and then you're sad. So here we are. That's where we're at right now for high school football. So the championship games for high school football for 11-man. Remember, 8-man, the championship game will be next weekend. For 11-man is on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So I know already, speaking of Riverside TV, myself, Jeff Gorm, and the whole Riverside TV crew, we're going to be broadcasting the Festival of Lights switch-on ceremony at the Mission Inn Hotel and Spa in downtown Riverside on Black Friday at 5 o'clock. So we're going to go out there, broadcast that live at the Mission Inn, the Festival of Lights, and then we'll see who's playing that night for championship games. Now, what the CIF usually does is they'll spread out those championship games between Friday night and Saturday night. So we might have 1 or 2 or 3 on Friday night and another 1 or 2 or 3 on Saturday night involving our Inland Sports Show team. So we'll see what happens come that Friday. So semifinals next week, championship Friday, the night after Thanksgiving. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up. If you're watching this, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching all season long. We love high school football. We love talking high school football. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that. It really helps us. The more viewers and more subscribers we get, the farther reach that we can have as well. So we're really trying to put an emphasis on the YouTube channel this year. And again, Aquinas Mama, as soon as this is done, I'm going to download those highlights from the great St. Pepe. Thank you, St. Pepe. And we're going to edit those up and we'll throw them on the YouTube channel. So you guys have a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day to all of our service members, men and women. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate and love you guys so much. And yeah, have a great weekend. And we will see you next week in the round of the semifinals. So be safe out there. God bless you. And we will see you next time on the Inland Sports Show.